Hi, it's Fabienne from Tourism Tribe. We're all taking it in turns with Liz, Hannah yesterday, and you've got me today outside from my beautiful deck along the coast of Queensland. So I'm here today to talk to you about our tourism recovery tips that we're doing for the bushfire affected areas. But obviously these tips also apply in different situations where you will need to utilize tourism recovery marketing techniques to get the message out there. So if you're catching us today and you're not in a bushfire affected area, it might be worthwhile still listening to the tips, because it might happen to you that your region might get flooded in. For example, in my region we had floods in 2017 and bushfires in 2018, so the same principles apply. What I want to talk to you about today is how to leverage a blog post, how to write a blog post to cement a message that will basically appear at the top of Google and hopefully move those negative media releases further down a little bit. So I want to talk to you about writing an honest and informative blog post about what has happened and what people can expect visiting your business and your region. So the first thing you need to do obviously is have a website on which you can blog. If you don't have any of this, you might want to apply this to your Facebook page or even to your LinkedIn profile. But the best spot to have it is on a blog. If you don't have a blog attached to your website, you can even just create a new page. So by now, if you've also already followed some of our tips, you might have added a little piece of information on your homepage of your website with critical information about what is happening. Are you open? Are you closed? When can you expect to reopen? But what you want to do is add a link from that box on your homepage to that very blog post that you're about to write. So you don't have to be a fabulous writer to write that blog post. It really has to come from the heart and focus on one thing, answer a very specific question. So for example, let's say, okay, the school holidays are pretty much finished, or you might have been affected in your region, but Australia Day is coming up very shortly. So write a blog post about what people can expect when they're going to visit next, the next public holiday, or even, Easter 2020. And that blog post, you want to grab a piece of paper and plan it out with bullet points. So for example, what was affected and what was not. Might have seen this map of Australia showing everything burning, but clearly your region might be affected, might have not been affected, but there's clearly things to do, if not in your region, probably in the other region right next to you. So focus on what was affected and what was not. What is open, link to other things to do in your destination, restaurants, cafes, public park, anything, other accommodation providers if yourself is not fully open. What can visitors see and do? Think about embedding a Google map, for example, or if there is anything that you've been provided about the region on a map. Use images, use video. So if you use images, use captions, explain that this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago and now this has changed, or there's regrowth. Don't just put images there, people might find it scary without the information. So really describe what you see. Use the voice of your customer. So don't use acronyms or anything that your customers might not be used. Use the words they're likely to be used for the regions and for things to do. Now, you don't need to write a huge blog post. Ideally, the longer the better, but if you aim for a page which is about A4, nicely spaced out with a few pictures, that should be plenty. But what you want to do is, once you've written it, you want to optimize it for search. So think about the keywords that people are likely to use to find your blog post, or likely to use to find information about your region, and optimize your blog post for those keywords. Now, if what I'm talking about now doesn't make any sense, if you're in a bushfire affected area, you're allowed to have 3 months for free on Tourism Tribe and access all our courses. And there is a blog course specifically that will teach you about what we need to optimize that blog for search, and how to optimize it to appear on different places on your website as well. Now, once you've written that piece of information, you're going to milk it across all the different possible channels that you find. So instead of sharing the whole blog post on social media in one go, perhaps what you can do is just share sections. So that will last you a few weeks instead of just sharing it once. As I mentioned, link to it from your homepage. So if you've got the information about what's currently open and closed on your homepage, like Hannah put in our original blog post that you might have seen, link from that element on your website straight to your blog post page. Send that blog post to local media and send it to other businesses in your region who may not have written a blog post. They might find it useful because you might link to what is open. Obviously, keep it up to date. If things start to reopen again, maybe once a week, revise it. You're going to be telling that information to people on the phone. So use your blog post as your central repository of the current situation, and right at the top when you last updated it. Send it to local media, as I said, send it to other operators, send it to your local tourism organisation, your chamber of commerce, anything that you can think of. Send it to your email database. You might need to just revamp it a little bit, dear, insert first name here and then. And also put it at the bottom of your email signature. So if you're responding to email inquiries, add it at the bottom of your signature, for the latest update about your region. So if I summarize what we're going to do, we're going to write a blog post about what is currently open or about to open, what people can expect visiting your region, related obviously to your business, but other things to do that your target market is likely to do. We're going to write that as a blog post, insert possibly some images, even if you have a video or even a live that you might be doing like me just right now. At that, optimize it for search, distribute it to your email database and via social media. It will stay at the top of search engine rankings. Hopefully it will be fresher, so it will rank above some of the media releases for your region, and it will drive traffic to your website. If you get inquiries on the phone, you can send them to that blog post as well. So I hope this was useful for you to watch. We're going to integrate this video and these tips onto our website, and you'll find the link from the homepage. Remember, if you've got great news stories about your region recovering well from tourism, or if you've got any idea that's worked to get the word out there about your business, share these on social media, on any of our pages, or hashtag tourism recovery. Thanks very much, and wishing you all the best, and we'll see you again tomorrow for another tip. Bye.